Hi, I'm Sam the Finishing Man. I'm going to talk about filling grain today. I like this product from Aqua Coat. It's called Clear Grain Filler. It's a water-based product. It's low VOC, it's eco-friendly, it's fast drying, and it dries absolutely clear. So if you're doing a stain project, you want to stain first, do a quick seal coat with a de-wax shellac, and then fill the grain. A heavier grain wood like oak might take several coats to fill. Something lighter grain like a walnut might take only a couple of coats to fill. But you want to make sure you're doing that to the point at which you get those pores leveled off and flush with the rest of the wood. That way you get a perfectly smooth, clean finish. You can also use this to do some effects. I like adding a water-soluble dye to it so that you can actually accentuate the grain rather than hiding the grain. People that would use this kind of product would be luthiers, musical instrument makers, tabletops. You want to use it for a dining room table to make it absolutely perfectly smooth. Desktops, where you're writing on the desk, you want a smooth surface to write. You don't want the bumpiness that comes with a heavily grained wood. So there's lots of different ways to use this and reasons. Again, it's water-based, so it's easy to clean up, easy to take care of. You do a light coat, sand it off after the fact. Another light coat, sand it off, just keep going until you're perfectly happy with the level of the pores in the wood. And we're going to get right into the process. This is how I typically apply my grain filler. I just get a little bit on a flimsy plastic card. This happens to be a room key card. I do a lot of traveling these days. I'm going to wipe that grain filler into the grain. And I'll apply a generous amount all over the area I want to work. Don't do too big an area all at once. You lose track of how much filler you've got where. But I just tend to go at all the different angles. I like going on a 45-degree angle because I really feel like that pushes the air out of those pores better than just going with the grain every single time. And then at the end, I'm just going to scrape it off level. That'll cut down on my sanding later. That looks pretty good. You really want to do a number of coats, 2 to 3 minimum on something heavy grain like an oak. Maybe a little bit less on other woods. We're going to let that dry for about 35 to 45 minutes. And we're going to come back and do some sanding. Well, it's been about 45 minutes and it's dry. There are a few heavier spots that are still wet, but at this point what I want to do is I want to get in here with my rag. I'm going to wipe off any of the excess material. I go across the grain and then I wipe it down with the grain. That gets off anything that's wet. Now I'm going to take a block sander, and I like 320 grit. You can use 220. Basically you're just sanding off any excess and you're helping to open the pores so the next coat can adhere better. So just a little bit of light sanding. That's all there is to it. I'm going to wipe it down with my rag one more time. And we're going to get right back in there. We're going to do another coat. Same process. Put it on a little heavier than it should be. Work the slurry around into all of the air pockets that are left in the grain. Go in all directions. It's really easy. And being water-based, easy to clean up, easy to sand at the end. I really like this product. I have a lot of fun with this.
And a couple other points. If you're going to stain the wood, you want to stain first and then use the grain filler so that the stain gets down into the pores first and actually stains the wood, and then the filler dries clear over that so you'll still see the stain. Also, if you're going to paint a project, if you're painting oak, you don't want those deep pores showing. So again, another reason to use the grain filler and paint right over that. No odor, easy to clean up. This is a great product. Look at how oak looks without finish and without filler in the grain. Here it is with finish, but no filler in the grain. You can still see deep into those pores. Now we're going to go to a filled grain oak door with top coat on it. Doesn't that look great? This is the difference between a modern looking oak door and a more rustic or country style oak door. Look at that. Doesn't that look fantastic? And here's the door I mentioned before where I did the dark grain filler. I used a green dye and I mixed that in with the grain filler to accentuate the grain rather than hide it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.